perimenopause. Just in case this is your first time of ever hearing that word and you happen to click on my video just for whatever reason, perimenopause is a season, a period before you actually go into menopause. So hi everyone, welcome to my space on the internet. My name is Agogo and this is the A Mom Journeys platform. I'd started the series before and I've done a video about perimenopause, so if you want to go check it, you could go check that video out. That just talked about me not knowing about what that was in the first place, perimenopause. What is perimenopause? Just in case this is your first time of ever hearing that word and you happen to click on my video just for whatever reason, perimenopause is a season, a period before you actually go into menopause. So it's associated with a lot of different symptoms, I'll say, and it is a natural season. It's something that will happen to every woman as long as you grow up, you go on in age. Definitely going to happen to every woman. So every woman has their own individual symptoms, the things that they will experience and the things that will happen to them. But it is a natural occurrence. It is a natural thing that will happen. Now, that withstanding, it does not mean that there are certain things you can't do to elevate these symptoms. There's things you can do to help yourself during this season, and we're going to examine a lot of them in this series. We're going to talk about them in different steps. Now, today's topic, what we're going to talk about is recognizing these symptoms, and actually sometimes confirming these symptoms, what you can do to confirm the symptoms, and realizing that there is help. And then now there's so much focus on it because women are beginning to realize that we are not really told much about it by our mothers, by our older sisters, and generally it's not really spoken about. And a lot of women go into this season with not being prepared at all. Now, if you're the inquisitive type and want to know more, you tend to research about it. And then if you are the type who have very severe symptoms and very severe things happening, of course you will want to know so much more about it. Now, to the extent that you have some celebrities actually writing books about it because of their own experience, and then you have a lot more being said about it on like social media now. Okay, so let's talk first about the symptoms of perimenopause. Symptoms that are pretty peculiar to perimenopause. First of all, before we talk about those symptoms, we need to realize that our bodies as human beings are mostly run by hormones. The male species, the female species, we're both run by hormones, and one of the hormones that guides the female reproductive organ is estrogen and progesterone, two of the hormones, estrogen and progesterone. And without being too medical, these have their functions, and within a month they're doing things and causing things to happen in our bodies. Now, I am not a doctor, so disclaimer there. I'm not a doctor. I am just someone who's very interested in science, and I like to do a lot of research, so I just go ask questions, find out certain things, and I watched a lot of videos about this. So it's just something I love to talk about. And of course, being in the stage where I am experiencing these things, I had to go search it, go find out more about it. So one of the commonly known symptoms of perimenopause, and of course moving on to menopause, is hot flashes. It just happens that you're just there, normal, feeling fine and everything, and you just feel like a heat. For me, the way I experience it is just as if the heat just coming from the top of my head and just going all down through my body. I just feel really hot. And I'm wondering, why am I feeling suddenly hot like that? Is the place hot? I ask people around me, is the place getting hot or something? And they're like, it's you, it's just you. And I'm like, oh, I'm having a hot flash. And then you have, just like how you have when you have your monthly period, some people have, I know I do get it, you have your breast becoming very tender and very tight. Mine feels tight and it's not comfortable. Yeah. Then you have worse premenstrual syndrome. You can research that. And then it lowers your sex drive. Then you have fatigue. I get very tired, fatigued a lot. Then you have irregular periods. Now, also from my research, I found that there's early perimenopause and then there's late perimenopause. Now, early, indicative of the name, is things you experience way before you become menopausal. And then late perimenopause is you're getting really close to your menopause. Yeah. Now, another thing I want to establish in our conversation and on our discussion is perimenopause can start as early as your early 40s. Yeah. Once you cross 40, you start to experience certain things and your body starts to change. Your body metabolism starts to alter as well. And you see changes like I noticed, and I said it in my other video as well, that I noticed that putting on weight was so much easier for me now. And actually trying to get rid of the weight was so much harder. This is me that naturally I am a bit conscious of what I eat, and now I have cravings. I crave like a pregnant woman, cravings of things that I know that I should not be eating, and I will eat it. My willpower is a lot less these days, but I do try now. I do try. So another thing is irregular periods, if I mentioned that before. Then there's also vaginal dryness, yeah, and discomfort during sex. So you really need understanding. Your partner needs to be really understanding so that they can get you to that point where you will now enjoy having sex, because without that real attention to foreplay, it is not the most pleasurable. Yeah, because you get vaginal dryness. Then you get urine leakage. Now that is not everybody. Some people you can get that, but I think if you've got a good pelvic floor, that will not really happen as much. So as the urine leakage could happen when you're coughing, and even when you sneeze, you have a good sneeze, and then the next thing you feel yourself, you've become a little bit of wet. And then there's also urinary urgency. You want to go to the toilet urgently. Now, the most terrifying of them for me is mood swings. Mood swings. This minute you're fine, you're happy. Not minutes. Let's say a day in a week or so, you're happy, you're fine, you're chill, and everything is good and well in your planet. And then the next thing, your mood just dives, good dive down like that. And then it could be anything as simple as the weather affecting your mood. I know I do get a lot of mood swings. Trouble sleeping. You're finding it hard to sleep at night. The sleep is so disturbed. That's one of the symptoms. And then anxiety, getting a bit anxious about certain things, and things that normally would be fine, you now get a bit more anxious about them. Yeah, so that's part of the symptoms that you experience when you're perimenopausal. Of course, generally as a woman, some of these things are things that you would normally experience, but it gets a bit more heightened, a bit more noticeable in this stage of your life. Then another thing I noticed was my hair was breaking. My hair was breaking, and I had to, from my research, I found out that yes, as you're growing older, your body is doing different things. Hair is no longer one of the things it wants to be focusing on. So you need to help yourself. Now, in this series, we're going to explore different things, how it's affecting your hair, what can you do to help it, how with the weight gain, what can you do to help that weight gain? Because as someone who is going through this period, there's a certain way you should be eating and certain things you should be doing to help the situation. Now, one of the things I noted, and from what I gathered, was you need to focus on things that make you happy, for like the mood swings. Especially focus on things that make you happy. Focus on things that make you feel fulfilled. Yeah, and focus on things that would help you when your mood dives. So things like waking up in the morning and saying a morning affirmation. That was one of the things I have used to help myself, tell myself it's a pleasant day, it's going to be a good day, I can deal with whatever thing that is going to be on my way. And that has helped me go through times when my mood has been really in the dumps. Yeah, so we're going to do a couple of series where we'll talk about each particular thing that you are facing. Now, if you want to read more about it, there's so much out there these days. You can search up on perimenopause. There are blogs about it. I'm going to link up a book that I found out about. I haven't bought the book, I haven't read the book, but I guess it might help somebody if they want to have a read of it. You can go search it up and read it. It's by Davina McCall. There was also an article written about her when she talked about the knowledge, the importance of having knowledge of this season of our lives, that more women should be aware of it, that there's going to be changes. And for some people, it's not just slight changes, it's big lifestyle changes that you have to do in order for you to have a comfortable transition to your menopausal stage. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tackling this topic. I'm looking forward to unraveling more and more. So my next video, I'm going to talk more about the foods and healthy activities that one can do to help you through those stages, and some of the things that I have adopted myself in order to help me through this stage. One of the most important things for me was knowing that I was going through this stage. The knowledge that I knew that I was going through this stage helped me to deal with my emotions a bit better, because I found out that I started having a lot of clashes with my husband. I just could not, things I could just easily, look past and just be easy about. I would, nag about it or pick on it just because I wasn't in the mood. Do you understand? So knowing that I was going through this stage was one thing that really helped me in keeping things nice, keeping things cordial, helping me through my month-to-month activities. I forgot to mention there's also migraines. You can experience migraines because of the your hormones going loop-de-loop in your system. And then it mentioned irregular bleeding. So your normal monthly period might become just all of a sudden so heavy that you will be, you know, at shock as to how heavy it is, and you might not even be as prepared for it just because you did not know that you're going through this season. But if you are aware of it and you have it at the back of your mind that from age 40, as early as 40, even some people as early in that late 30s, they can start to experience some of these perimenopausal situations. And of course, those who have had to have surgery to have the ovaries taken out, definitely they would experience menopause earlier. So I'm looking forward to really tackling this. I am so happy for if this is your first time of coming in here, I'm glad that you're meeting me while we're doing this series. I hope what I've just talked about, just about the symptoms today, has identified with somebody. Maybe you've been wondering, oh, why am I feeling this way? Maybe if you're in the age bracket of from 40 to your 50s, maybe you could check on it. And then another thing you could do is do blood tests. Go to your doctors, do blood tests, and then they will be able to confirm to you where your hormones are and exactly if you're actually perimenopausal. So on that note, ladies, and that note, even guys, it's important for you guys to be aware of this thing so that you can help your wife through this situation. You could actually tell her, babe, you need to go see the doctors. And also, to mention something else, a lot of women in this stage sometimes even fall pregnant because of your periods are whipty-whoppity, going up and down. You may think that, oh, my fertility is lower, so I might not get pregnant. But it's important you stick to whatever birth control method you're using, because you could still get pregnant. That's why you have sometimes, certain times, just before 50, some women have a surprise package given to them. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and do comment down below if you have been experiencing any of these symptoms that I've mentioned, and if you've experienced any other symptom that you have become aware of that I didn't mention in this video. Let's have a conversation about this, because I know for certain it's a topic that we need to desperately talk about. Yeah, so look out for my next video. It's not going to be an exact next video, but on this series, look out for the next video on this series, and of course look out for all my other content that I put on here. And on that note, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Always remember that you are beautiful inside and outside. Bye, guys.